I'm Cheryl Smith with Smith Real Estate Services, and I'm going to bring up a word that I hear literally every single day: foreclosures. Now, I'm talking about it in the context of a buyer today. We frequently have buyers who say, I want to buy foreclosures. And when we dig into what's going on, we find out that sometimes a foreclosure is actually not the best answer for them. So let's talk about how you obtain foreclosures and what you can expect when you buy a foreclosure. There's two main ways that you could obtain a foreclosure. There are other ways, but I'm just talking about the two main ones. One of them is what's called on the court's house steps, and the other one is once it becomes listed by an agent after the bank has taken ownership of the property. So let's talk about those two. They're very, very different. If you were to buy a property on the courthouse steps, then it means that you are buying that property with everything that goes with it. Not just the physical condition, needed repairs or what have you, but also any liens, fines, or anything that is attached to the property. You become the proud owner of those problems as well. So if you are buying a home on the courthouse steps or any property on the courthouse steps, it's important to do your homework first. You don't want to take on those kinds of problems that are a complete surprise to you, because it will eat into your profit margin. Now, if on the courthouse steps there is no equity in the property, then the bank is the only one who's going to buy it. Because after all, who's going to pay more money on the courthouse steps than the property is actually worth? Once the bank ends up taking the property back, then they hire a listing agent, such as Smith Real Estate Services in the Sacramento area. And that listing agent is responsible for getting the home ready and then marketing the property. Now, I'm going to skip through all of that. We're going to talk about that in another video. But I'm going to skip through all of that and just get to, you're at the point that you actually have a bank-owned or REO. REO stands for real estate-owned property. And you're at the contract stage. What can you expect here? Well, first of all, if you get to the point that your offer is the accepted one, and there is generally lots of competition for bank-owned or REO properties. And so at the offer stage, you would write an offer with your realtor for that property. That would generally be on a standard CAR, which is California Association of Realtors form. That offer is submitted. If there is more than one offer that comes, generally the bank or servicer who owns the property is going to counter back, asking for highest and best of all of the people who put in their offer. So at that point, you would do an addendum or a counter offer stating what your absolute highest and best offer is. Those are all submitted to the bank. The bank chooses the one that they want to go into contract with, and that's when they send out their standard addendum. Their standard addendum is very important for you to understand that A, it supersedes many of the items that are in the original contract you wrote. Secondly, it's not negotiable. The seller's addendum is the seller's addendum. If you want to buy the home, you will sign the addendum. If you don't like the addendum, you won't buy the home. Also, the home is sold as is, and that means that though in the state of California anyway, you do have the right to request repairs, the seller also has the right to say no. And a bank-owned property is sold as is. Now, one difference from buying it from the courthouse steps and buying it when it's actually listed is that generally, before the close of escrow, if there are fines or liens against the property, the seller will take care of those. So they generally do not go to the new owner. There are exceptions, so that's not 100%. That's why you need to work with a qualified real estate agent to make sure that they can help you and follow their advice, which may be to seek the advice of an attorney. So those are some things for you to be aware of when you are looking at buying a bank-owned or a foreclosure. It's not for the faint of heart. So if you're a first-time home buyer, there are definitely going to be some things that are of concern to you. So make sure that you are working with someone that you have the confidence in, who actually has your best interest at heart. I'm Cheryl Smith with Smith Real Estate Services. We service the Sacramento area, and we are happy to help you.